There lived a poor man called Subaya. He and his wife were very poor, but they had a happy and contented life. They were overjoyed when they were blessed with a baby girl, Tangama. But their joy was very short-lived because Subaya's life expired. Tangama grew up to be a loving and caring child towards her father. He was her first love, a daughter's first love. She worked in the fields to help herself and her father. One day, it was late in the evening and Tangama had not returned. So, Subaya was very much worried. So he went in search of his daughter, all alone. While he was crossing the bridge, he fell down and he started shouting, "Help! Help! Somebody help me! I'm drowning! Please help me! Help me!" A monk came by and saved Subaya. The monk came to know that Subaya was blind. So he said, "Subaya, offer 300 sacks of rice to Lord Buddha. You will regain your eyesight." Suddenly, Subaya's face lit up. Not because he heard that he could regain his eyesight from the monk, but he heard his daughter's footsteps. "Tangama!" He was very happy. He narrated the entire story to Tangama. Tangama, with an indomitable spirit, said, "Appa, I will do anything in the world to regain your eyesight. I will give you 300 sacks of rice." They went home, and after a couple of days, an old lady said to Tangama, "Hey, Tangama, did you hear? Some sailors out there are looking for a girl for an offering to the sea god. They are ready to offer anything she wants." At the drop of the hat, Tangama walked to the sailors and said, "Please take me as an offering to the sea god." The sailors readily agreed. They came to know that Tangama wanted 300 sacks of rice as an offering to the sea god so that her father would regain his eyesight. The sailors were moved. They were astonished by the love the little girl had towards her father. They readily offered 300 sacks of rice, and Tangama went to the home. She stayed there, and the day came when she had to leave. She told her father, "Appa, I got a job in the king's palace. I'll be leaving now. I'll take care of the king's mother, and after a couple of days, I'll come back and call you, okay?" Subaya was happy and sad at the same time. Happy because he'll regain his eyesight, but sad because he'll have to visit his daughter for a couple of days. Tangama, with tears rolling from her eyes, bade goodbye to her father and climbed the boat. She sailed for 3 days, and after 3 days, suddenly the whole sea turned violent. The storms were huge, and she knew it's time for her to plunge into the sea. She jumped into the sea and closed her eyes. Suddenly, when she opened her eyes, she found that she was still alive. An emperor told, "Hey lady, I am the emperor of the sea. I was so impressed with the love you had towards your father. So, as a token of my appreciation, I am going to send you back to the land." So, the emperor of the sea wrapped her in a giant lotus and sent her to the surface of the sea. The giant lotus floated on the surface of the sea, and the king of the country happened to notice the giant lotus. "Wow, what a giant lotus!" He called the sailors, his servants, and said, "Here, bring the giant lotus here." And the giant lotus was near the king. When he touched the lotus, a beautiful lady came out of the lotus. It was none other than Tangama. country standing in front of her. The king asked, "Hey lady, who are you? How are you here?" Tangama narrated the entire story. The king was moved. He said, "Dear Tangama, I am so moved by your love towards your father. You're beautiful not only from the outside but also from the inside. I want to marry you. I will do anything in the world to unite you and your father." Tangama stood speechless. She did not know what to say. So the king and Tangama went on to search for their father. They went to their father's home, and Tangama saw an old man in the cot. He saw the same wrinkled face. He saw the same worn out face. His eyes were closed, but suddenly he opened his eyes in astonishment because he heard the familiar footsteps. Yes, he heard his daughter's footsteps and said, "Tangama?" Tangama, with tears rolling down her face, said, "Daughter, daughter, yes, I am Tangama. I've come back." Subaya said, "I have been waiting all these years with the hope that one day I'll be able to see you." Tangama cried, and her father also cried. They embraced each other. Tangama and her first love were united. They got married. The king and Tangama got married in the presence of Subaya, and they lived happily thereafter. Over to you.